How's it going, everyone? This is Daniel, and in this video we're going to be talking about Tesla stock. We are going to be going over why Tesla stock sold off to the downside. We're going to be talking about exactly some of the fear and uncertainty that is being spread about Tesla, and we're going to go over and talk about the truth of why Tesla stock sold off today and what to watch out for Tesla moving forward as we get closer to earnings. So we're going to be talking about all this important information in this video coming up. As you can see here, we have Tesla stock today that's sitting at $1,031.56. We're down 6.57%. Even in after hours, we're selling off a little bit. But as you can see, we opened up positive for the day and we sold off slowly to the downside. And we're actually getting closer to the support area that we talked about, which is $1,000. Later on, close to the end of the video, we're going to go over a detailed breakdown of Tesla stock. But as you can see over here, Tesla is down significantly. Comparing Tesla to the overall stock market, as you can see, it's not only Tesla that is down significantly. Yes, Tesla is down a little bit higher, which is 6.75%. But you look at the big tech companies like Google, Microsoft, Apple, these are multi-trillion-dollar companies, are also selling it off to the downside. So this is a huge indication that this is not only Tesla that is aggressively selling off, but this is an over the broad NASDAQ sell-off that happened. However, we're going to be hearing from, of course, why the media likes to twist things and talk bad about Tesla by taking advantage of when Tesla is down significantly. But when you look at the overall stock market and these big tech companies, the main reason why they have been selling it off is this is mainly because of what the algorithm has been doing. When you look at Microsoft price action, as you can see, we opened positive and we sold off slowly. When you look at Apple, we opened positive and we sold off as we got through the day. So it's relatively closer to what happened to Tesla stock. So it's just an over the broad tech sell-off that happened, mainly due to the algorithms coming in and selling off these big trillion-dollar companies and taking them down. So, however, later on we're going to be hearing exactly why the media likes to talk fear, uncertainty, and doubt into people's minds, which is basically called FUD. But when you go over and look at exactly why the media is saying that Tesla is down, this is mainly talking about this Cybertruck production being postponed. Earnings is coming up in January 26th. Elon Musk is going to be talking about the Cybertruck and what to expect, the timeline when production is going to be starting pretty soon. So we're going to be hearing a detailed breakdown of the Cybertruck. But however, a lot of people are coming out, media is saying that, okay, the Cybertruck not following the timeline that Tesla set is going to give a huge heads up for General Motors, Ford, and Rivian to catch up. So that is the exact narrative they're trying to portray. But let's hear about what the media had to say about the sell-off that we're experiencing today. And I'm going to come back and we're going to go over exactly a short-term price prediction for Tesla stock.
And there are some new concerns that Tesla's Cybertruck could be delayed. There are reports the company removed the reference to the year 2022. Need I remind you that's this year from its website around production timing for the truck. Something to keep an eye on. Will that truck be delayed? Tesla hitting the skids, but check out the moves in Ford and GM. Ford stock hitting its highest level since July of 2021, topping $100 billion in market value for the first time ever. Guy, you have flagged this move. Good call there. What is the trade? And by the way, do you think now is the time for Ford to sell its stake in Rivian?
Well, first of all, it's not, I'd like to think it was just me, but it's not. I mean, Pete's been on it, Karen and Tim without question for quite some time. And what we've tried to point out is the market's going to finally reward both Ford and GM in terms of valuation. And you're seeing it play out over the last couple months. I do still think there's room to the upside in Ford. I mean, you put a 14 multiple-ish on the little more than $2 they're going to earn. You get a stock that's going to approach $30, I think, and I'll stand by that. In terms of selling their stake in Rivian, I mean, if Jim says they should do it, then I'm not going to argue with Jim. My instincts is they should probably hold on a little bit longer.
Well, I think if what you're talking about Tesla is true, that's clearly very good news for Ford, right? I think the F-150 is available for deliveries this spring, if I'm not mistaken. Not quite as good news for GM. I don't think the Chevy Silverado will be until next spring of 23. So to the extent if that Tesla truck is, they are going to produce it later, then that's much more helpful for Ford. I've been in GM, which, as Guy points out, it's really a value play. They obviously don't get anywhere remotely close to anything in the same stratosphere as Tesla in terms of their business, but they've got to show that their EV business really works. That they haven't yet, right?
Yeah.
They have the Hummer and they have the Bolt, and not particularly exciting. So they have to step up, and then we'll see how the Lyriq does. So I get why they don't get anything close to that, but the multiple they do get seems cheap to me. So even though it's run a lot, I'm still long GM.
Yeah, the Volt was the Pontiac Aztec of electric cars. Tim, but I do wonder, I know we love to talk about EVs, right, because they're such fast growers. I get it. But I wonder if we're just discounting and forgetting the core business of GM and Ford. The fact that most Americans are going to buy a Chevy Tahoe, which, by the way, now costs like $80,000 fully loaded, and the profit margins have got to be high. EVs are sexy, but even if they're 10% of the market, they're still 10% of the market.
You have a case here where the analysts are actually starting to question what the value is of the internal combustion engine business. And if you look at a lot of the analysts, in fact, they're giving the legacy business almost zero terminal value on DCFs. So actually, it really is turning into only EV call, which should make Ford and GM that much more valuable on multiple. Because guess what? Tesla is a car company, right? It's a car company, and that's how we're valuing it. I know we tried to do 15 other things, and great for the people that were long, but it's a case where that's why you need to value GM and Ford more like an EV play. Ford's going to have 600,000 EVs on the road in 24. I think that's a great story, by the way. For Tesla, folks, I would not be that upset about the pickup being pushed back. I mean, their production numbers are through the roof. I mean, they're concentrating on getting cars off the assembly line, and it's working. This is a story about Ford and GM being undervalued on multiple, even if you do nothing with their legacy business.
So here you go, Pete and Jerry, and I'm on my little handy-dandy laptop here, and I'm looking at, I'm going to show our viewers, I'm looking at prices of Ford F-150s, not electric F-150s, not Lightnings, not Raptors. They're $65,000 to $75,000. I mean, I know we love to talk about EVs. It's great. They're growing. They're sexy. They're fun. They're fast. They're cool. But people are paying $75,000 for a truck that cost $55,000 a few years ago.
Yeah, you want to talk about inflation. How about that? I mean, when you look at some of those numbers, Brian, it's absolutely incredible. Now, the Ford business is awesome. Tim's been all over this one. It's been great. He was on there long before me. I can tell you back in September, we started seeing call buying in here, and it just continued to accelerate. We hit 5 or 6 times per month all the way up until most recently, and we continue to see option activity in Ford today. So people are not done yet, Tim. They're still coming after it, and they're still looking for this stock to go even a little bit higher, maybe a couple of dollars higher. So I think that's really interesting. Because of that, it's all really predicated on this whole EV world, though. It really is. I mean, that's the stock move that we are seeing. And the pricing of Ford, yes,
I know.
they're not giving the old engine enough. They're not giving it enough credit. But the dollars, like you're pointing out, that shows you the margin potential that they've got. But they are having to deal with all the labor shortage. They are having to deal with everything else that we hear about each and every day. So that is an issue, and they are actually able to make up for that with some of the prices they're getting right now.
Before we talk about a detailed breakdown, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notification bell. We talk about Tesla every single day. And of course, if you want free stocks too, check out the links in the description box below. So as you can see over here, we had a relatively aggressive sell-off that happened across the board, not only for Tesla stock, but other big tech companies. As you can see, we sold off aggressively, more than 5%. We were sitting at around close to $1,000. So we still have a very strong support at $1,000. And if we can get a continuation sell-off that can happen, Tesla could potentially test this $1,000. But I don't think we're going to go below $1,000. We're having a pretty strong support. Even if we went below, we can quickly expect it to bounce back, mainly because we have some important catalysts coming up for Tesla. The first one being, we have the earnings coming up in January 26th. We still have a few weeks left for the earnings announcement, so I believe Tesla stock can definitely rally higher as we get closer and closer to that earnings call. So important price action to watch out for for Tesla is $1,000, and we're still having this $1,100 level as a resistance price point. As you can see over here, when it kind of rejects this price level, it sells off aggressively. So we'll see if we can potentially break out of this $1,100 area before the earnings announcement, which is going to be happening in January 26th. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about Tesla stock? What do you think about the aggressive sell-off that we experienced? Do you think it's because of the Cybertruck production postponement, or is it because of the overall market sentiment and the algorithms just aggressively selling off this big tech multi-trillion-dollar company? So let me know in the comments section below. Of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notification bell. But I'll catch you guys on another video. Have a wonderful day.